Hey, so this is gonna be my second vlog, I guess. Very late because, well, technically, I guess it is 12:06 a.m. on the 17th. But the reason it's late is because I had a very busy weekend, primarily with Valentine's Day, but also with homework and work. So I do apologize for that. But let's see. Last week was kind of uneventful, although a good week. The main highlight was on the 6th and the 7th, because it was in like the early morning hours. I did my first vlog, yay! So if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm not going to say rate, comment, and subscribe, because I really don't care. But as long as I'm entertaining, that's all I really care about. And any ideas, of course, as always, are appreciated. And then, okay. Probably the best story of the week. On the 7th, I was at work, and it's kind of like one of those you had to have been there type deals, but we were at work, and I was actually very pissed off that morning because I had to go in the morning, and I'm not a morning person. I hate the morning. If I had my way, I would sleep in until 3 o'clock every day. So this particular morning, I had to get up, and I don't know. Oh yeah, I woke up late. I had to be at work at 10:30. I woke up at 9:50. My alarm was set for 9, and I was over at Matthew's. And so we wake up at 9:50, and luckily for me, I already had breakfast. I went to Dairy Queen the previous night, and they had a special 2 double cheeseburgers for $3.33. So I got 2 of them, and I had one for my breakfast, and I had another one for lunch. Well, I leave the house focused on getting there on time. I leave my lunch at the house. We stopped at Dollar Tree, and of course I'm pissed off at this point. And I go in to get myself a soda because I'm still tired as hell because I don't drink coffee. Caffeine is my coffee. And so I call up Ashley at work. She's my co-manager, and I ask her if I get a lunch break today. And she said no because there isn't enough people on shift. So I'm basically at work with no lunch and no lunch break. So I did decide while I'm at Dollar Tree, okay, you know what, I'm just going to get me one of those microwavable dinners. So I go and I get myself one of those stupid little turkey microwavable dinner crap. They don't even fill me up anyway, but it was food. So I get that, and I walk into work, and literally pretty much every single word that's coming out of my mouth, like the F word, or the B word, or the D word, or the S word, or whatever. And you can tell when I'm pissed, because I cuss like a mofo. Anyway, I had a bad start to that morning, and about noonish, Ashley decides that she's going to go over to McDonald's and get everybody lunch. So I'm all like, ooh, thank you, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And she came back, and we had our lunch. There was nobody in the store, so we ate at the register counter. And at one point, I turn around, I swear to God, the dumbest things will set me off laughing. You've never heard me laugh, and you probably never will, thank God. But the dumbest things will get me laughing. And I had my cheeseburger wrapper with me, and I crumpled it up, and I went to throw it in the trash can. Of course, me being dumb, I accidentally threw it right into the hanger bin. And I look over, I'm like, oh shit. And Latrice, my assistant manager, looks over, and she's like, what? And I'm like, I threw it in the hanger bin. And she starts laughing for whatever dumb reason. And I start laughing. Next thing I know, I'm on the floor, rolling, laughing my eyes out, can't breathe. My stomach is cramping up. That went on for about a good 5-10 minutes. That was pretty hilarious. I loved that day. And then on the 9th, 2 days later, at my school, because it was Valentine's week, we were having, well, it occurred several times so that everybody had a chance to see it, but they had a presentation about, STD awareness and all this kind of stuff. And I'm clean, Matthew's clean, but it's kind of interesting because I never had sex ed. I mean, the only thing I remember about what little sex ed we had was that boys and girls, and this was like back in 8th grade, boys and girls had to be separated into different rooms for the viewings, because one had female parts, one had male parts, and something about a rusty nail giving you AIDS. I don't know. I don't care, because I don't even think that's accurate. Whatever. But it was really, really cool, because when I walked in, I actually saw my teacher from my old speaking course, Liz O'Brien. And if you ever go to Phoenix College and you need to take a public speaking course, take her. She is awesome. Anyway, So she was there, and she was also speaking on the whole thing. And of course, they covered chlamydia, gonorrhea, a little bit of herpes. They of course covered HIV and AIDS, and but she was up there talking for a little bit. So it was kind of neat. And then of course, after the whole thing was done and over with, I got to go down there and talk to her for a little bit. And so that was really, really cool. And she remembered me. And then also today, I ended up talking to my old math teacher, Cleopatra Martinez. She saw me last week, and she remembered me from her class, like 2 semesters ago. And so she's like, hey, yeah, you have to come by sometime. So I went over and we got to chat for a little bit today, which was also really cool. And if you ever take math, take it with Cleopatra Martinez if you're in PC, because she's pretty damn good. And then towards the end of the week, on the 11th, I was over, Latrice told Matthew, and Matthew told me, that my manager, Chris, might be getting fired because she constantly breaks all the rules. She will sit, because you're supposed to, if you work for, I think it's 6 hours, you get a 15-minute in-store break. And if you work for 8 hours or more, you get a half-hour clock out of store lunch break. And, she will always take, I swear to God, I think it's because she's salary or whatever, I don't know, her excuse. But she will always take an hour, maybe an hour and a half lunch, and she will sit in there and do crosswords for the entire time. And there are times recently too where she was in there for about an hour, a good hour, maybe a good hour, 15 minutes, didn't eat anything at all, whatsoever. It was just crosswords the entire time. And she does things like that. She smokes right outside the door, and customers complain about that. I don't know. There are other things, but I'm too tired at the moment. I can't really think of them. Oh yeah, the most annoying is that she will literally be at the register, right? And I'll be, or it's not just me. It'll be anybody. And but for instance, me, I'll be at the other end of the store, probably helping a customer, or on top of the ladder changing a light bulb, or doing something, getting a shirt down for somebody, or maybe doing part of the horizon. And a customer will be up at the register. Chris will be right there in front of the register, and she will yell my name all the way at the other end of the store to go and ring up that customer. Now, how stupid is that? I can't even think of the words. I'm too tired. But things like that kind of piss pretty much everybody off. But Latrice said that Miss Anita found out, and she's our DSM, and she might fire Chris. Well, later on, come to find out, she's not going to get fired. She just got written up. So I'm happy that she's staying, because if she had left, Christina would have come back, who was our previous co-manager, and she would have become store manager. That woman is a bitch. And I'll probably get flagged for saying that, but you know what? That woman, no, we don't click. I get it. She's OCD, and she is a bit of a perfectionist, but her attitude is that she is perfect and can do no wrong, and that you are a little piece of shit. So, yeah, I don't like her. I don't like her attitude. I don't like her personality. Recently, good example is that I pulled up in Matthew's car to go to work, and she was outside talking with Ashley, and just visiting, I guess. And I get out of the car, and I have a new haircut. It was this haircut, but much shorter than what it is now, because it was last month. And I get out of the car, and she's like, oh, nice haircut. I'm like, thanks. And she's like, where'd you get it at? I'm like, Gray Clips. And she's all like, well, you should have had Matthew or me do it. It would have been cheaper, and it would have looked better. Fuck you. Yeah, so I get pissed off about little crap like that. Anyway, so I'm very happy that she is not coming back, because I would quit and be out of a job. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'm not going to talk about Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is technically this week, but I'll give you a little teaser. I'll tell you what this has to do with Valentine's Day, and I'll tell you what it is if you can't already guess it. So I guess in closing, how was your Valentine's Day? What did you guys do? Let me know in a comment or a video response, because I'd like to know. Maybe ideas for next time. And then also we could feed off of each other as what I did this Valentine's Day when I tell you next week. Anyway, so yeah, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Don't change the channel. Alright, turn it off! Okay, there we go.